ba, 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 ba.
Evening.
How are you doing? You alright?
Not bad. How about you?
Yeah, not too bad. Just finished, not long finished work, man. Got the house to myself.
All right, but it's peaceful.
It's just nice indeed. Oh, you keeping alright?
I saw that other video. Yeah, very well, thanks. I saw that other video of them two Newcastle lasses in back at taxi. I was catching up on a few of your videos and that. And remember you saying, "I bet I could convert you to red and white," and she's like,
Aye.
I bet you fucking couldn't," or
Ah,
something like that.
it was so funny, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Post a package through the door, red and white shirt.
aye, I know. We have to remember to keep the language down as well.
Yeah.
I would like to swear as much as possible, but YouTube doesn't let it let it happen. It's
Well,
tricky to do.
yeah, but what if someone's got Tourette's?
Why, I know they're pretty knackered with YouTube, aren't they?
Yeah. Fucking hell.
I know.
So that's just but that's in a serious way. What if someone actually has got Tourette's and they can't help it?
They don't
On
know
a
how to.
serious note, it
Aye, it's mad. Anyway, we're going live now. 3, 2, 1. We are live, and I'm myself, the MACKEM CABBIE, and
connections
we've got the Yorkshire MACKEM Jacob. How you doing, mate?
very well, thank you. Good evening, Cabby and everyone.
Yeah. How are you, CABBIE? All right, Michael, Marshall. How you doing? We've got Jacob in the on the call with us as well. If you can hear, all right. So it's all going on in Sunderland, and everybody's talking now about Jack Clark carry on. Um, it looks like he's going to head off to Ipswich, but anything below,
We're not sure for certain
yeah, we're
because
not
he
sure
was
if
in training today.
he was
So
in
it could all
training
just
today.
be Chinese whispers or something like that.
I know. Well, I mean, ideally,
So we
ideally,
don't know, do we?
no, we don't. I mean, but ideally though, we need to keep him because we're wanting to push up. If we're wanting to go for the top six, then surely you need to keep all of your assets. You know what I mean?
We're not a one-man team, so it's not just Clark. We've got other good players as well. So it would be bad if he goes, but it's not. I don't think it's relegation fight, in my opinion, because there's still some talent in that squad. It's just about getting good replacements.
Oh, I know. It's just, I just think there's a lot of Sunderland fans as well. Like they're just a bit cheesed off with this Mendy carry on. I mean, what's going on with Mendy? That's been on off, on off, on off, on off, on off, absolutely weeks and weeks now. Like, and it's just like it's getting quite annoying.
Mm,
And there's a few fans saying it's not good enough because it looks like we're going to go for 2 loans. Once again, I don't think they've spent a thing on this transfer window, and a lot of people are kicking off about that, at the fact that they're just not spending money. I mean, if Mendy wants to come to Sunderland and there's still problems, I mean, what chance have we got?
yeah. Well, there's that Croatian lad we're meant to be signing, isn't there? From one of the German teams.
Presumably so, yeah.
But I'm not sure. I think he is permanent though, isn't he? I'm not sure if he's a loanee. So, but hopefully he does well if he comes to us.
Yeah, I know. I don't know who's going to end up landing Clark. Michael Marshall says, NWE get 2 strikers yet? Are we getting strikers yet? Well, I mean, look, there's that many reports that the fact, like, there's players here for medicals and this and that and the other, and it's the same scenario, isn't it? Until we see somebody with an actual scarf above their head at the Stadium of Light. I'm just looking back now at some of the about Rocco Simic will be a fantastic signing for Sunderland. I've seen him play when I was in Austria last year, and I was really impressed with his natural talent and ability to read the game. He'd fit straight into the first team and become a real starlet. So there's a lot of positive comments for this Rocco Simic. It was posted like 2 hours ago. Of Sky Sports, Keith says Sunderland are in advanced talks with Red Bull Salzburg over striker Rocco Simic. Sunderland are hopeful of landing the 6'3" Croatian under-21 international, and he's holding face-to-face talks with SAFC hierarchy. I mean, do you like the sound of that, Jacob?
Yeah, sounds good to me. Is he a permanent or is he just low knee though? Because
don't know as yet. I've heard the both loans, to be quite honest with you. I mean, some of the feedback saying yawn going on forever, Groundhog Day. If it's true, on YouTube, outstanding at 20-year-old and looks great big at 6.3. Loads of clubs are after him. Gavin says that's exactly what we need, a 6'3" handful that will distract centre halves, allowing us to play around him. Someone else is asking him, is this supposed to be a loan deal or permanent? I don't think there's many people actually know about that. Hello Rosie Laws in the chat, how you doing? I say Isidore is the loanee with a chance to buy, and Simic is permanent. Well, that'll be interesting if it's permanent, like. Because of course we're getting nearer and nearer the transfer deadline day, aren't we?
yeah, it's getting ever so close now.
We've got some more news as well. About Alan Brown is set to return to the Sunderland squad for Burnley's visit to the Stadium of Light on Saturday, with Regis Labrie also confirming that Ian Paveda could make his debut. So that's two decent news, to be quite honest with you. If Ballard's going to be back and Paveda could make his debut, and we're not going to get any more tougher match this season playing Burnley. How do you see that panning out?
Well, I've said a 2-2 draw. I think you know, two even sides with good squads. I think I can't see either side winning. I think it might just be a draw.
Yeah, I'll take a draw. Like Dougie says, Quinn vibes, tall striker. Absolutely. Rosie says both strikers as well. And fine, thank you, Cabbie and Jacob. Dan Ballard not. Oh, wait a minute. Alan Brown. Sorry, I says with Dan Ballard. It says Dan Ballard not yet. We need one more week, and every day we can feel it as if he's able to support the Lord. So apparently Dan Ballard is not quite ready yet. So if he needs to be put right. Someone said, Ronan says, leave him on the bench. Neil Rigg and Job have done amazing. And Dean says, should never change a winning team. As if that, like. So, I don't know. I mean, what do you think of the situation with the strikers, Jacob? What do you think of it? Do you think we're doing enough, or you know, because we're saying that we need an experienced striker or two, don't we? And
yeah.
Because MACKEM on a mission in the chat. Hello, mate. Welcome. How you doing, pal? He says, you try to get the best player for a certain position. Why the hell let Clark go to settle for a less accomplished replacement? And it's going to leave us weaker. Do you reckon it'll leave us weaker, Clark going?
We'll definitely be weaker, but I don't think it's not like we're a one-man team. It's not just like Clark's the only good player. We've got other good talent there, like Sirkin and that. But it's just why I don't get why he'd go to a. It's a bit of a downgrade, isn't it, going from Sunderland to Ipswich? You know, it's.
Well, yeah.
It is weird.
it's
Weird move.
it's money talks, isn't it? I mean, the fact like
They're a Mickey Mouse. They're a Mickey Mouse club, Ipswich. They're a Mickey Mouse club. So
it's got to be the money, isn't it? Isn't it? I mean, I don't know what he's on at Sunderland, but you know he's going to be on a hell of a lot more at Ipswich. I mean, even if Ipswich just
yeah,
come
triple
down,
the amount.
yeah, I know. And
Yeah.
even if Ipswich comes straight back down, footballers got short careers, and if he's going to get a substantial pay rise, then you cannot really knock him for it, can you? To be honest with you.
No, because to be fair, you do it if outside of football. If you say like you're working for a travel agency company, and you say like I'm working in Leeds, for example. Say if I was a travel agent in the city of Leeds, and then a bigger offer comes, London travel agent, Hayes Travel in London, and it's bigger wages and all that. I'm probably going to take it. To be fair,
Well, yeah,
it means
absolutely. They're thinking about well, the rest of their lives basically, because let's face it, there's not all football players going to punditry. There's only a small handful of them. A lot of players once they've finished their career, that's that's it. They need to be basically set up for life if they can. Um, Dougie Stewart says, "Do you think Rusin could do a job on the left?" Because there's a few fans saying like he's a player we need to get shot of. They don't really trust Roos and they don't think he's up to scratch. I mean, he's worth a go, Jacob. Do you reckon?
who is sorry.
Rooson?
Still, maybe give him a chance, but he's not scored many, has he?
No.
Problem.
There's something there, but
Mm,
whether he's championship quality, I don't think we've still seen enough of him. And that's why I think possible Jack Clark would maybe struggle in the Premier League, because I don't think Jack Clark's a Premier League player. But that's
no,
that's
if
gonna be
he was, he'd have played well against Newcastle, wouldn't he? He'd have managed to, in the FA Cup, but it's not the case.
I got walked all over, didn't he? He was just, well, the whole bloody team, to be fair, was way off the pace against Newcastle. But yeah, there's a lot of bittersweet with the Sunderland fans at the minute. It's like if we get the right money for Jack Clark, then it's great. Um, but a lot of them, including myself, didn't want to see him to go. Ian Curry, good evening, mate. How are you doing? I've just changed the time on my Thursday show from 8 till 9. It just gives people more of a chance to, after the tea and stuff. I think 7 o'clock was a bit too early. Rosie Laws, he says, but the problem is that there is a sell-on clause with Tottenham, so no team will be willing to pay the 25 million for Jack Clark. SJ, hello mate, how are you doing? Speakman needs to collect his P45 if he leaves for less than 30 million. We'll be losing 20 goals. We need to properly be compensated. He reckons, SJ, 30 million or get lost. It's a lot of money, like.
Mm.
It is a lot of money. So, a bit an interesting one there, of course. And we're going to go back to Mendy as well. That, we're hearing that Sunderland up their bid for Mendy, and then we heard news that Sunderland's pulled out of the deal, and then it's gone back to Sunderland have increased the bid again. Do you reckon he'll come?
What the Mendy fella?
Yeah.
I think he still will. I think it's gone. The reason why it's gone quiet, or is because the loanee that we're getting, that French guy from St. Petersburg who plays in Russia. I think that's why. I think so. I think Mendy will still come in, but it's just probably going to be deadline day.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Yeah, because Hackers just said on the channel, on the YouTube channel, says the Mendy deal will go right to the wire. He'll come, but don't hold your breath. Mienda looks a lot more beefed out and looks a handful now. Peter Harvey says, let's hope Mendy comes. Thane says the player wants to come, can't want their replacement in first, and rumours of us putting it in an approved bid If the bid is in the region of 2 to 3 million plus add-ons, then surely it's only a matter of time. Need to get this deal over the line as soon as possible, because once Mendy's done, then we can look at other areas before the window shuts. I mean, it's just dragging on and on and on, isn't it? To be honest with you.
Just a roller coaster, isn't it?
It is. We've got 34 people watching. Welcome everyone. We've got messages coming in thick and fast here. Oh, Jacob's volume is a lot louder than mine. Need to find a happy medium. Well, let's sort this out then. I'll turn yours down a bit.
No worries.
And we'll just see what that's like. Right, let us know in the feedback. I've just turned Jacob down. If we get the balance right, just let us know. Give us the feedback. That'll be ideal. I just have the audio turned up, you see, because I usually got the commentary on. Yeah, SJ says Mundle is clearly Clark's replacement, but it's going to take time to get him up to speed, just as it took Clark a year to do well here. I do like the look of Mundle. Do you like him?
Yeah, he looked good. When I went to see him against Bradford City in the pre-season, he looked really good. So I think I'd like to see him in the first team more often.
Yeah, of course, you've seen him face to face, haven't you? Like actually at the game, he did seem to be the player that seemed to stand out against Bradford, because it was a pretty poor performance
Yeah.
there. I do like him. I can't see a bad game. I've not seen a bad game that Mundle's actually played in. He's looked dangerous, so he's been an absolute handful, and that's what we're after. 43 in now watching. Thank you guys. Where are we in the chat again? Yeah, Dougie Stewart says rather Clark stayed. I mean, deep down inside, Jake, would you rather Jack Clark have stayed, or do you think it'll be good if we get the right amount of money for him?
If he goes for the right amount of money, then I'll still be disappointed. But at the same time, that he's gone. But can get a good amount of money for him, or he goes for a sensible price, then yeah, as long as we get the right replacement.
Yeah, that's the key, isn't it? Because some say when we sold Stewart, we've not really seen the money from the Stewart sale, to be quite honest with you. Peter Harvey, hello mate, welcome along.
No.
20 million plus Broadhead. Isidore on Mundle on the left wing. Never a dull moment at Sunderland AFC. Sunderland EastEnders. Well, it absolutely is that. Like, I would take Broadhead back. Would you?
He's just a glass slipper, though, isn't he?
Is he a glass? You think he's a glass slipper?
Yeah, he's got twiglet legs, hasn't he?
He's got
But he
twiglet
wore a
legs.
good. Yeah, he got injured quite quickly, did Nathan Broadhead, didn't he? So that's the only worry with Broadband. So
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
He is a good player when he's fit, though, isn't he?
Oh, I remember him in that promotion season. He was really, really good. But yeah.
Ian Curry, the moderator on the channel, says if Clark wants to go, then yes, it's Ian Hart, the agent, pushing it, as it always is, isn't it, with these agents wanting this and that and the other, a pain in the backside. We all know about that with God's sake, Josh Madger. Yeah, they're just such a nightmare, aren't they? I know everybody says like Sunderland a massive club, this and that and the other, but you can't, until you're in the sort of Premier League itself, you cannot compete with Premier League wages for the players when you're in the Championship. And even when you're in the Premier League, you can't compete with the big boys that are throwing out the wages, I think last time we were in the Premier League, we were, let's say, £80,000 a week for our top players, and the top 5 or top 6 are going to be playing 350,000 a week. I mean, how the hell are you supposed to compete with that? You just can't, can you? It's just not going to happen. It's as simple as that. Not with clubs like for Sunderland and stuff. MACKEM, hello mate, and it's not Anthony MACKEM, I don't think. I think he's still tucked up in bed. The sell on is down to Sunderland. Nothing to do with whomever is buying him. But I wouldn't sell Clark for less than 25 million. So MACKEM's saying I wouldn't sell him for less than 25 million. How much do you think? How much do you think he's worth, Jacob? How much would you say? Yeah, that's a decent one.
I don't know, actually, because I'll go with you, actually, Cabby. What would you say?
I would definitely say between 25 to 30 million.
Yeah, I'd probably maybe say that's probably about fair. 30, 25, maybe. I was thinking about that actually in my head, 25 million onwards, maybe, but yeah.
If you look back to the Sun Until I Die series with how much we chucked away with Will Grigg, you know what I mean? It's if we are going to sell him, then we need to do the business at this end. It's like, well, put the price up and put the price up, and if see how desperate Ipswich are, do you know what I'm saying? Come and get him. If he's the price, that's what we've got to do, because they would do it us. MACKEM on a mission. What do you think of the deal of Clark to Ipswich, 20 million plus Broadhead? Yeah, we mentioned that before, but Jacob seems to think Broadhead's he's got a bit like glass legs, eh? And he's a bit injury prone, but when he is fit, he's dangerous, Broadhead. Like, I mean, we should never let him gone in the first place, as far as I'm concerned. And of course he scored against us, didn't he? When he played us at the Stadium of Light that time. Cheers for the subscriber there. Thank you very much. And we've got Davey. Our friend Davey is in the chat. How are you doing? I hope you've walked them dogs. Oh no, it's 9 o'clock you walk them dogs, isn't it? Yeah. He says about Jack Clark, he says, of course it'll be a shame to see Clark leave, as we have all loved him. But if the money enables us to strengthen up front, we may prove to be even better going forward. So hope is not lost. I mean, yeah. I mean, I was listening to Total Sport today, and Mark was saying, like, I'm kind of pleased that it's only one player that we could be losing, because we have got some more decent players in that squad. Ballard could be gone, Rig could be gone, etc., etc. Dan Neil could be away, and they've all decided to stay. Bellingham's decided to stay. So if we are going to lose a player, then it isn't as bad, because it's only the one player. We have got a lot of talent in there that has decided to stay. Jack Clark might decide to stay yet. We just don't know. I honestly think Jack Clark and Mendy is going to go on a transfer deadline day. They like to make this big soap opera of transfer deadline day. 50 watching now. Thanks a lot. Welcome, guys. I like to make a big soap opera, don't they, of a transfer deadline day. A bit like, when the boxing matches are coming on, they like to big it up until the actual night itself comes, don't they? So,
yeah.
For entertainment wise and this and that and the other, that's my shout of it anyway. I just think transfer deadline day, I think that's when you're going to see that happening, which is normal, because like an auction, isn't it? It's like at the last minutes, that's when the bids go up. So we'll see in due course. When is deadline day anyway? I don't know if you know, Jacob, or if anybody in the chat knows when exactly is deadline day. It's
You said 11 days.
11 days, is it?
11?
I know.
Or is it end of August? I think it's end of August, isn't it?
Could be. It could be the end of August, which is not far away. SJ says Hart wants his payday, doesn't he? Yeah, and this is just the agents, isn't it? And do you think Jacob, agents have got far too much say?
Definitely. I'd if it were me, I'd get rid of agents. If it were up to me, I think footballers should get rid of them and decide for themselves.
Yeah.
Rather than having decisions made for them.
Because them are the ones that really twist the screw, isn't it? Or in an open wound. They're the ones that pour salt and vinegar into the open wound, sort of, to say the least.
Yeah, they're the ones that have a influence.
Yeah, they get into the player's head, don't they?
Oh, definitely.
On the poll at the moment, 39 votes. Will it be right to let Jack Clark go? Yes, at the right price, 31%. No, it'll be a massive mistake, 69%. So it's a big decision there that the fans will not be happy, and it'll be a big mistake. Got these chats are coming in fast again. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Can't keep up, Jacob, with with these.
Mm-hmm.
Movie Man 977. Welcome along, fella. You all right? He says, I reckon we get rid of Hedgeldy. In all honesty, we need Clark if we want to be promoted this season. There's a lot of fans not fan with that. Is it Heldy or Hedgeldy or Hedgy or whatever you
Healthy.
pronounce it? Heldy, yeah. There's not many fans think a lot of Helgy, of course. Don't really rate him. Dougie Stewart says, not sure about Broadhead. Would he want to come back? Like I say, I mean, it depends, doesn't it, what he's on at Ipswich Town, and I don't even know if he's getting much game time, or did he play when they played Liverpool? I don't know. If you put a poll for would you want Broadhead back, I think a lot of Sunderland fans would take him back, to be quite honest with you. Kevin Boys said, I don't think Mendy will come too long. It's gone on for. Probably get Isidore on loan, then the other guy. So Kevin Boys, welcome along, mate. He reckons that Mendy is just set sail. It's not happening. SJ says to reply to Dave. He says we'd be losing 20 goals. 15 million is an absolute insult. He reckons 30 million on no sale. That's not a bad price tag. Ken Walton, good evening, Cabby. Hello, Jacob, says Ken Walton, a member of the channel. Kevin Mills, hello, mate. How are you doing? How close are these deals for the new strikers we have been linked with? Wilson and Rocco. Well, it's the same scenario, isn't it? He's been flown in. He's in Sunderland. He's having a medical. Blah blah blah. I don't think anybody really knows. We can just sort of speculate, can't we? I mean, you keep saying, Jacob, it's just until you see the scarf above the player's head, that's when you literally say, well, he's being signed. Or if somebody sneaked behind the bushes and took a photograph of the press taking photographs of the Sunderland player holding the scarf up, because they did that with Pavedo, didn't they? Someone got in and got there first. So I would expect to get those two players in, Jacob, before the deadline day. I would say that them two could be done.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be done before the Burnley game. I really don't, but I think the next week we will, to be quite honest with you. Let's just go on to some more comments about Mendy as well. A lot of people saying what's going on with Mendy, and Josie Casa said, we read a lot of things in the press, but the player's desire remains the same, to join Sunderland. It's not over, wait and see. I mean, how many times do you see it with Sunderland? If a player wants to leave, he's gone, but a player wants to leave and come here, it seems to be a pain in the arse. Ian Curry says, please like and subscribe. It's free and easy, boys and girls. Cheers, Ian, mate.
It doesn't cost a penny.
Doesn't cost a penny. No. SJ says the whole league will celebrate if we sell Clark. Where's our ambition? Do you think we'll fall to bits if we sell Clark? Jacob, do you think we'll be knackered?
I don't think, no, because I think there's still talent in there, like we said. And if we do, just make sure you get the right replacement and an appropriate, price that he goes for. 25 million onwards,
Yeah.
Nothing back.
Yeah, absolutely. Jim Nesbitt says the MACKEM CABBIE sound is much better. It's more balanced. Cheers. You're welcome. Glad your ears aren't hurt. John Nesbitt says better late than never. He says good evening, CABBIE. Good evening, John. How are you doing? You're listening to the MACKEM CABBIE review show, and we've got very important VIP as Jacob the Auction MACKEM is the guest as well tonight. Kevin Boys, hello mate, how are you doing? He says, unpopular opinion, but if we keep Clark now and don't sell him for 25 million, yes, we may do well this season. But you have to think forward to keep him another season. Sell him for 10 million, then can't replace. SJ says, remember lads, pound coins won't score our goals in the pitch. Yeah, I mean, naturally, they're not going to want. John Dawson's just put a comment on saying there's rumours that there is 3 strikers coming inbound at Sunderland. We're going to be getting 3 strikers and not 2. See what I mean? It's coming in all the time. You know, these breaking news bits and bobs. And if it was 3 strikers, I would say it was the one lad on loan, then the Wilson guy and Mendy. Ian Curry says Clark minimum 30 million in this market, and a lot of fans are saying 30 million. I would settle for that. That seems to be the going clause of that one. D Hall, hello mate. How are you doing? Former England international and current pundit Carlton Palmer believes that the club should hold out for 25 million pounds. So Carlton Palmer says 25 million quid. Oh, MACKEM on a mission. Is this something about Broadhead? Is it not 100% sure? But not sure he made over 30 appearances for Ipswich last season. I think he had a decent season, Broadhead for Ipswich last season. Like, I think he scored twice against us, didn't he, when we played them down there and all?
I'm too sure. I think he did, yeah.
I think he did. I think he scored twice. Because I remember the one when we played at home against Ipswich, the first game of the season, it was a deflection, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Can you remember?
It was, yeah.
Of course, we've got more news. Another club interesting, of course, of Jack Clark is Southampton. But it doesn't look as if they're front runners at the moment to get Jack Clark. News about Burnley coming to Sunderland from Burnley officials. This is looking ahead to Saturday's clash with Sunderland. It's a tough place to go as a player with 40,000 people in the stadium. They're a young and dynamic team who've got off to a really good start. But we go there under no illusions. We will be prepared and ready for what the weekend will bring. Rumours have it that there could be 47,000 at this game. And I think the reason why, dare I say, there was only 40 million at the Sheffield Wednesday game was just because of simple fact because of the kick-off time, and it's on Sky as well. It's going to be a tasty game, but do you think it'll be a test to see sort of where we're at when we play Burnley?
Pretty much. It'd be nice to play a more top-sided team. Well, not saying Wednesday won't because they will, but with Wednesday with Plymouth won it. But with Burnley's current record, I think it'd be a good game. So yeah, give the players a test.
Give them a test, absolutely. I'm just trying to go through these. God, there's that many messages coming in. Great stuff from everyone tonight. Yeah, Kevin Boyce says defo shouldn't sell on deadline day. He reckons it shouldn't be getting done on deadline day. Jim Nesbitt says Crescencio Somerville went for 25 million, so similar for Clark. He says it only seems fair, to be quite honest with you. John Nesbitt also says Clarky, we don't know his thoughts on all this. If he goes to Little Ipswich, not sure he will enjoy it there. He's a god here. Owner just increase his wages for a year. He'll get up. If not, he can give a go. I mean, yeah, it's alright. We'll say like Little Ipswich and this and that and the other, but it's the ka-ching again, isn't it? It's like,
Hmm.
I don't know how much Jack Clark's on at Sunderland. I mean, how much you reckon he'd be on, Jacob, Jack Clark?
Not too sure, to be honest, but it'd be definitely bigger than other players in the squad, won't it? Really,
I would
he'd
say,
probably be the highest paid player,
I would say,
highest paid player in the squad.
I would say I had an extra 40 grand when he got to Ipswich, wouldn't it, a week? Plus, they're
Yeah,
already in the Premier League, isn't it? It's
yeah,
he's a Premier League player, and if he does play well for Ipswich, if he goes to Ipswich, that is, then you could get even bigger clubs asking for him. Do you know what I mean? He then goes into the next step up in the ladder. Then if the topper clubs want to show an interest of him, he'll then jump ship for Ipswich. He's got a long way to go, mind. John Nesbitt says, oh no, he said that. SJ says, that's the price we need, Ian. He's essential to our team. If we sell him for buttons on deadline day, Speakman better be prepared for the flack he'll get. And Dougie says, it's a week tomorrow for deadline day, so it's a week on Friday is the deadline day. Mackem Anth, I wouldn't be surprised if Wilson Isidore is brought in to replace Clark. He can play in his position, and Mendy and Simic as strikers. I don't know, is it Simic or Simic? It's usually Simic, isn't it, Croatian? Like,
Simic, yeah.
I'm sure it's Simic, yeah. John Nesbitt, hello Jim, nice to hear from you again. Hope all is well. Bros are in the house, says. There's got Jim and John Nesbitt. Bros are in the house, perhaps. Mackem on a mission says, I've got one for you, Cabbie. Who was the better left winger, Jack Clark or Julio Arco? Julio Arco. Who was the best out of the two of them? That's a good one, that, isn't it?
Mm.
I would say Julio Arco, I would say just about edges it. I would say, because I think Julio Arco, he had a bit more variety in him, isn't he? When Jack Clark, he just seems to have that one trick, doesn't he, where he's like, he cuts inside, his trademark finish. And I think Julio Arco he scored a lot more variety in goals. Jilly says hello. Hi Jill. How are you? Are you well? Or Gilly? Oh yeah, it is Jilly. Jilly. How are you doing? Did you watch many games with Julio Arco, Jacob?
No, I think it was a bit before my
Bit before
time,
your time,
but
wasn't it?
I've definitely heard about him and how much of a legend he is.
Yeah. So there we go, Mackem on a mission. I'm going to say Julio Arco just edges it for me. Pixel Rich, hello mate. He says, hi lads, just want to say hello. Watching in and keeping my opinions till after Saturday. Yeah, absolutely. But this show's just literally going over what's been going on the last week, and what the fans have been saying, with the news and what's been breaking in the last week, and just getting the fans' voices and the fans' opinions, what they think's been going on. Davey says Broadhead was not in the squad at the weekend. I don't know whether that's because he's injured or not. I don't know. Jim Nesbitt says Wilson Isidore wants to go to Sunderland because Regis Labrie is manager. They've got a connection together there. Barry, I've lost you now. Where have you gone? Barry Spraggins, welcome along, mate. How are you doing? He says, I'm an Ipswich fan. It's said in local paper we're in advanced talks with Sunderland over winger Jack Clark. So take it as you leave it. I mean, how many times has Sunderland been in advanced talks with players, and then that's the last you hear of it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And advanced talk, it gets a lot of people some say
Attention.
it's attention, clickbait kind of thing. I don't know. Jim Nesbitt says Mbappe's mother is his agent. One quote about her: she's got a preoccupation for money, meaning every club in the world doesn't want to deal with her. SAFC would simply won't pay over the odds for Mendy. Ken Walton, a member of the channel, you alright, mate? He says he'd rather lose Clark than Rigg. Would you do that? Would you think the same, Jacob? Would you rather lose Clark than Rigg?
Wouldn't want to lose any, but I can see his point, definitely, to be fair. Rigg's still young, isn't he? And so is Clark, but yeah. I don't know, it's just, we've got to just take these things with a pinch of salt, haven't we? Because it could all just be a load of rubbish.
Yeah.
Same with the Leeds United rumours.
I mean, Jack Clark, of course, is the only player it's been signed, sealed and delivered that Sunderland have tied down for a few years. You know, so maybe that tells you sort of something, because they were quick off the heels, weren't they? Announcing Bellingham and Ballard and Rigg and Dan Neil for staying, extending their contracts and stuff, but nothing still on Jack Clark. MACKEM says Southampton's manager has said there has been no interest for Clark at all. SJ, all rumours, Barry. We've had rumours that he's close to signing a new deal. Like I said, this is with the Mendy carry on. I mean, I remember the Sunderland Echo reporting that Mendy was in Sunderland having a medical. Some medical lacks if it's still bloody going on. So, what do you take? Mark Naylor, hello mate. If we can turn Burnley over, then it's looking good for the season. It's going to be a tough ask, isn't it? I mean, we'll just have to see. I mean, if we can turn Burnley over. I mean, look, they're not Atletico Madrid are out like that, do you know what I mean? I mean, at the end of the day, they got relegated, Burnley. So, once again, either that team where they're too good for the Championship, not good enough for the Premier League. It's going to be tasty this weekend. Loads of people will guess at 15k. Davey says Jack Clark 17k. This is on about his wages at Sunderland at the moment. Ian Curry, D Hall says 16k. SJS says 15k. DJ Sizzler Watson, hello mate, how are you doing? We need 30 million for Clark. Remember the sell-on clause with Spurs. Where did you get your blue Vaux shirt, class? Oh, this one here. I got this off a lad called Ellis on Facebook. He makes these tops and stuff, but I don't know if he's doing them now. This is the long-sleeved one. I feel like I'm on a bloody TikTok shop here now. This is the hoodie. This is one of my favourites at the minute, the hoodie one, with the chevrons on. I love this. Might get to wear it more often than I can because our summers are getting bloody colder at the moment. And I got this one. This is another one of my favourites, the yellow Vauxy one. Class, isn't it? Should be on the shopping channel here, shouldn't I? See, this is what I thought Sunderland should have gone for their third strip. Was something like this. Or that blue one. Not the old teapot jewellery thing that they've come out with. So yeah, that's where I got that top from. Oh, have I got something in this pocket? What's in here? Oh, I thought it would have been a tenner or something. Friggin' fuel receipt from my taxi. No good. Where are we? Yeah, Ian Curry reckons Jack Clark's on 16,550 a week at Sunderland, so you're going to make that 80-odd thousand a week, 70,000 a week at Ipswich, aren't you? Come on, of course he is. Absolutely. They're spending the cash, they're splashing the cash at Ipswich. I mean, let's face it, you get quite a few million, don't you, for being promoted. So, yeah. Put yourself in his shoes. Would you do the same? Do you know what I mean? For such a huge pay rise like that. I mean, of course you would, wouldn't you?
Yeah. You would, wouldn't you?
SJ says that's very specific, Ian. John Nesbitt says, I believe he's on 20 grand a week. Jeff Wilkie says, I will also say Julia Archer. Out the best out of the two. And of course, it's before Jacob's time. Jim Nesbitt at John Nesbitt, all going well, especially after Sunday, plus 2 more strikers incoming. I've heard it could be 3. Ian Curry says, no, I've just locked it up. D Hall says, I think that's against Julia Archer and Jack Clark. He says Jack, I'd say. Jilly, good friend of the channel, since she's a Newcastle fan. Jill says, I'm all good, Jude. Just catching up what your team is doing. Yeah, it's just typical transfer carry on. We've just been pulled left or right. We're signing this and we're not signing that, and we're signing this and stuff. Any more headlines coming through at the moment? No, nothing much at present on that one. Catching up on here. Yeah, MACKEM on a mission. He'd also said, yeah, Julia Walker by far. John Nesbitt says, apparently Wilson's here along with the other guy. Have you heard anything, Jacob? The fact like he's already at the club.
Who?
This is the Wilson guy and the
Which
Croatian.
player is this again? Sorry.
The Croatian fella and the other guy Wilson from who could be getting on loan.
Yeah, I have heard about it. I think that will probably get announced after Burnley or something like that, won't it? Not long after the Burnley game. I prefer the Croatian lad to be more permanent though. A permanent signing, because from what I've heard, he's meant to be pretty good. But just
all I've heard is
you just don't know, do you?
No, I know that. I know. I've just had glowing reports about the player, to be honest. Just gonna get some more chat and stuff. Yeah, John Nesbitt says Mendy on the final day. DJ Sizzler Watson, he's injured. Who you on about injured there, Sizzler? You on about Ballard or Broadhead there? Rigger's younger and he has a higher ceiling. Oh dear. John Nesbitt, not worth worrying about until these guys have the scarves above their heads at the academy. Yeah, I mean, but it just makes it interesting, doesn't it? Will they or won't they? Ian Curry says, oh no, Jim Nesbitt says Dan Neil hasn't extended contract yet. Oh, is that correct? Am I wrong on that, Jacob? Has Dan Neil not extended a contract? He maybe hasn't. I thought he had.
No, not from what I've heard, no.
God's music, how you doodling? I'm up to my knees in cowpat. Someone's come up there. Well, I hope you wipe your trousers after that. John Nesbitt, for God's sake, it's Burnley, not many City or Liverpool. If we play well, we will win the game. Plus, the 12th man will be right up for it. Yeah, what about the Stadium of Light was pretty quiet against Sheffield Wednesday, even though we were 4-0 up. Did you notice that, Jacob? Did you think the stadium was quiet?
Yeah, what the sky? No, thought it was decent atmosphere to me. I mean, I'm not sure what you think as well, Cabby.
I just think
it seemed good to me.
I just think the way it was, getting that 4th goal so early in the second half, I think everybody just sat back like that with their hands behind their heads and just chilling out and saying, we can relax now. There isn't that intensity because the game's already won. I think it had been different, let's say, for 1-0 down and then it's 1-1 and then it's 2-1. It depends on how we win in games, I think, how the atmosphere is. If it's exciting, 3-2 or something like that, or if it's 2-0, if we're 2-0 down and bring it back to 2-2 and we're going for the third, I think that's when you see the noise. It's all to do with the intensity and the excitement level. I think just because the game was done and dusted by into this early on in the second half, I just thought it was a happy place. People were just quiet because they were relaxed. They thought, oh well, we've won this. I think that's all that was. We know how loud the stadium light can be, crikey.
Mm.
SJ says, wait a minute, he's already a millionaire. Exactly how much money a week do you need? He must be struggling on 16 grand. Away, man. It's weird, isn't it? I mean, how would we manage? How would you manage, Jacob, on 16 grand a week?
Buy
But
a new house with that money.
but yet again, their lifestyle goes up, though, doesn't it? It's like they spend more and everything changes and stuff, and their career is literally over in the late 30s, isn't it?
Oh, aye.
He says, "How man?" Ian Curry says the best away strip was the Jubilee strip. Yeah, that was a decent one. Dougie Stewart says the blue one when we beat the scum in the playoffs is the G-Force. That's why I thought Sunderland should have gone for that sort of strip. For our third. Dear me. DJ Sizzler. Oh yeah, DJ Sizzler was on about Broadhead. D Hawley says Rocco Simic, Croatian footballer. Rocco Simic is a Croatian professional footballer who plays as a forward for Sunderland AFC since signing in August 2024. So it's already on Wikipedia that Simic is a Croatian professional footballer who plays as a forward for Sunderland AFC since signing in August 2024. So is that right? Wikipedia saying he's already signed? Do they know something we don't know?
I won't trust Wikipedia if it were the last thing on earth, to be honest. It's all these, yeah, you just got to wait until they're holding the scarf up.
Dave, hello mate, just noticed you're on, Stuart. Well, welcome, you're on, mate. I'm on here with the Yorkshire MACKEM, Jacob. Ian Curry says they're at the academy now, apparently. So if that's the case, could we see some pictures with the Sunderland scarves above the head tonight? If he's already at the academy. Who knows?
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, Guards Music says he thought the Stadium of Light was quiet. He says it was disbelief so quiet. Like I say, I don't think it was a bad thing. I mean, look at it yourself. I mean, Jacob, you didn't feel sort of anxious or anything, didn't you? When Wendy scored that fourth goal, you were chilled out, weren't you? You were like, oh, well, this is nice.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Job done.
Mm.
And it's not often you get that.
It's not, no.
Oh, and SJ says, is that where he scored 8,000 goals? You can edit Wikipedia. I have no idea. Anyone can edit Wiki? I have no idea. I have no idea. And John Nesbitt says, never a dull moment at this club. That's what makes us so interesting. Mackerman says, it said on Wikipedia earlier he's played 26 games for us and scored 8,000 goals. Christ, he's going to be hot property, isn't he? Mackem on a mission. Are you doing a transfer deadline day, Stu? Well, I'll put a poll up if you guys want to tune in if I do a transfer deadline day or not. I'm happy to do one and see what's going on. Ian Curry says the biggest mistake was moving away fans from the south stand. I think you're regarding the atmosphere. Would you prefer the away fans down on pitch level with the rest of them, or do you think it's best to stick them up the top there, Jacob?
Best to stick them up since there's no trouble with the. I know you get flares, but there'll be less. How do you say, less causes of maybe any fights, going on the because where they used to be, you'll probably end up getting a lot of scuffle, wouldn't you? So But I think we need stronger security checks, so so no one sneaks a flare into the stadium. That's what I think we need to do.
Yeah.
The amount of times you see them people throwing flares, that could hurt someone. That.
I'll never get the idea of putting away fans above. I mean, they've got a thing that's in their favour, and that's called gravity. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't bode well, does it? Mackem on a mission. Is your dad from Sunderland, Jacob? He says. Just wondering how you became to support Sunderland. Do you want to answer that one, Jacob?
Well, yeah, it's a funny story. My dad isn't from Sunderland, but when his brother was a young boy, so my uncle, he used to play for Leeds City Boys. So it's not a professional team, but they were once playing Sunderland Boys at Roker Park. So my dad liked the atmosphere there, and it was the first professional stadium he went to. And so he also got a Sunderland shirt. So since then, he's been a Sunderland fan, and he's passed it on to me as well. And we're both still loud and proud Mackems. Well, Yorkshire Mackems.
Well, there
And
we
I
go.
always will support them. Love the club. Absolutely love it. And we don't get enough credit. I think we're underrated.
Yeah, absolutely. So there we go. I hope you've that's answered your question on that. Eh? You're not going to the Burnley game, Jacob, are you? No.
No, no. Be watching it on Amph's thing.
That's thing. Yeah, yeah. Ken Walton says definitely deadline day show. Mate. A lot of people are saying I should do a deadline day show on next Friday. Yeah, I could give it a go. No doubt about that. No doubt it's going to be an interesting one this season. Mackem on a mission. Put them back in the south stand. Remember Roker Park having them in the Roker end, surrounded by the clock stand and main stand. And good on you, Jacob, he says. I think that's for supporting the lads.
Mm.
So then we're going to go to predictions in the chat. What your predictions for the Burnley game? We're going to start off with Jacob. What are you predicting for the game on Saturday, Jacob?
2-2.
2-2.
Yeah.
Any scorers?
I'm gonna go for Mayender and Clark.
Mayenda and Clark. I'm going to go for... Oh my God, I don't know about this one, mind. We're either going to do okay or we're going to come crashing back down to earth with a thump. Like we'll get beat 4-0 at home or something like that. Do it the Sunderland way, that the fact we're on a high and then all of a sudden wallop. And then, oh, Christ almighty. I don't know. I'm going to go a push. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. And I'm going to go for the All Rig to score. But my head says Burnley will win comfortable. I think they've just got too much for us. But we just don't know. We just don't know. I'll stick with a draw. Mackem on a mission. He says 2-1 to Sunderland. Rig and Job. I'd like to see Rig get on the score sheet. Job to get on the score sheet. But apparently he played superb against Sheffield Wednesday. He did. He had a quality game, and did Joe Bellingham against the old Owls. Russell Martin issues Jack Clark transfer verdict amid Ipswich Town bid. From the Sunderland Echo. We're just going to have to wait and see on that one, isn't it? D Hall says you're going to go for a 3-2 Sunderland win. That's going to be an exciting game. So we're nearly coming to the end of the show. Have you enjoyed the show at night, Jacob?
Certainly have, as usual.
Oh, there's my watch saying 9 o'clock. My wife and them's away at Whitley Bay with the kids. I've got the house to myself. I might just have the day off work tomorrow. Been in today. I might
Make
just
sure
put my
you
slippers.
make sure you charge the Newcastle fans double and they come in your taxi.
It is good banter, like.
Yeah.
It's good having a wind up and all that. Dougie Stewart says we'll go 2-1 again. You're going to go for a 2-1 win, of course. So okay, then I want to say thanks to everybody again. It's been a decent show, but 50 people watching. The chat's been active. This today's show is not about me. It's about you guys out there, the fans out there, and what your feedbacks are over the last week. The nearer to get to deadline day, the more dramas and news we're going to be hearing. Great show, lads, says Mackem on a mission. Keep it up. Geordie's equal tariff 4, which is the more... Well, we're on tariff 3, which is the most expensive. It's just funny when people get in my taxi, and because I live near Carlisle, the first thing they say is, are you a Geordie? I recognise that accent.
Yeah.
I just say, that's an extra £10 on the meter, that. Do you not dare insult me? Am I a Geordie? Do I look like a Geordie? I've got my son on top one. They just didn't know. They've not even heard of the word Mackems. They don't even know what Mackems mean.
No.
You know what Mackems mean.
Of course I do.
Well, there we go. Dougie Stewart says, thanks, Stuart. Keep up the good work. Cheers, mate. I try to put videos up every day as I can just to keep the ball rolling. Like I says, I was somewhat going on. Say no, I can't count past 5. So what are you doing tonight, Jake? Are we doing anything interesting?
Not really, no. I think I'll just be chilling.
Just chilling.
How about you?
You do, Stu. No, I didn't, Jill, me cheeky. I'm going to have a nice liver and onion pizza tonight.
Oh, God. At it again, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely. So, I'm going to say good night from Jacob.
Good night and sleep tight.
Absolutely. Watch the bed bugs don't bite, and say a good night from myself. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I've enjoyed tonight, and more videos on the way tomorrow. I'm going to see if I can finish off the alternative commentary against Sheffield Wednesday. It's going to be a bit of a laugh, and of course the big one against Burnley at the normal time at 3 o'clock. So we'll catch you later, and we'll